So a few days ago, I've done a review of a 2024 Toyota Tacoma, the TRD Sport Edition, and I've gotten tons of comment on that video. So thank you very much for watching and thank you very much for commenting. But a lot of comments were regarding the price of this vehicle, that it was simply too expensive. So I decided to come back, and I'm here at Gettle Toyota of Charlotte County with this fairly base trim level. This is the SR5 double cab 4x2, and this is $6,000 less than the previous model that I've done. And today I'm going to take you on a complete tour of this vehicle. We're going to compare it, see which items you don't get on this fairly base trim, and we're going to take it for a spin at the end of this video. So if you like watching videos like this, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel, hit that subscribe button, give me a like, and don't forget to turn on that bell notification ring bell. And now let's get back to this. So of course, all of the Toyota Tacomas are going to look very similar to each other, but depending on the trim levels, they're going to have some differences. Now, the 2024 TRD Sport that I've done before had this nicely sculpted hood scoop right here in the middle, which, as you can see, the SR5 does not have. It's got a flat hood with some grooves over here, raises up on the side, still nice. If that's not your thing, save yourself some money, go with something like this. As far as the light setup, you have the same LED lights, headlamps, daytime running lights, and the turn signals. And scrolling down here, if you thought this should be open, that's what I thought when I first saw the pictures of it. But then I watched an interview with the Toyota engineer, and he said that if they opened it up, that would actually hurt the aerodynamics of this vehicle rather than help it, so they left it closed, which is, you know, of course what they should do, right? Satin grille, satin black grille, and then you have this big Toyota logo. And down here, if you scroll down, you have the set of fog lights. You also have the Toyota sensing and the parking sensors down here. A lot of people were complaining about this skirt right here and asked me if it could be removed. I'm pretty sure there's some bolts in here. I'm not a mechanic, but also if you run over a big boulder or a big curb, I'm pretty sure that's going to help you with the removal of it. But don't do it. You didn't hear it from me. And tons of comments were on the powertrain of this vehicle. So let's take a look and talk about it. All right, before we take a look at this Toyota Tacoma, let's talk about that 2023 and before. It was equipped with the 3.5 liter V6, 278 horsepower and 265 foot-pounds of torque. It got this horsepower at about 6,000 RPMs. It got the torque at about 4,500 RPMs. Now this one is equipped with the 4-cylinder 2.4 liter turbocharged engine, which also gets 278 horsepower and 317 foot-pounds of torque. Now the torque comes in at much lower number. It comes at about 1,300 RPMs, and it also is equipped with an 8-speed automatic transmission versus the 6-speed that we've seen on the previous model. Now, if that wasn't enough power for you, the TRD Pro and the Limiteds are going to have the hybrid engines, which are going to be, I believe it's 326 horsepower, so much more powerful engines that are coming up in the higher trim levels. Now, as well as the engine setup, I kind of wish that it had the engine cover. It looks like it's missing it, and also that it has the prop stick and no sound insulation underneath the hood. Also, one thing to mention, if you look at any of the pickup trucks in this category, so if you look at the Ford Ranger, Chevy Colorado, and Nissan Frontier is the only one that offers a V6 as a standard engine equipment. All of the other competitors already have the 4-cylinder, the 2.3 on the Ranger, the 2.7 on the Canyon and Colorados. So this is the way it's going, guys, whether we like it or not. So let's take a peek on the side of this vehicle. Before we do that, I like how those fender flares extend from the body of the vehicle. You also have those pass-through for better aerodynamics on the side. And this SR5 trim is equipped with the 17-inch wheels, alloy wheels. 245 by 70 is the size of the tire. Overall, I like the size of this vehicle and the design of it. Now, this is what Toyota calls a double cab with a 5-foot bed. It's also available with a 6-foot bed as well. That makes this this vehicle a little bit longer. So 213 as far as the total length of this vehicle, with the 5-foot bed, 225 with the 6-foot bed. Let's take a look and see what we have as far as the mirrors. No turn signals, but you do have the blind spot assist inside of the mirror, and this vehicle is equipped with the keyless entry system, so it locks it and unlocks it on the front door only if you have the remote on you. And this is the standard Toyota remote that you'll get if you buy this SR5 trim. One of the big differences between this and the previous generation is also the suspension. Now, as you can see, it has the multi-link independent suspension in the back versus the leaf springs that we've seen on the previous generation one. And so here it is in the back. There's actually some differences inside the bed, but let's take a look at the design of this vehicle overall. So you have this large LED lights. Let's blink them right here. So you have the turn signals, brake lights, and the reverse lights right here. Tacoma embossed in the back of the gate. We've seen it on the previous generation one, and the TRD Sport that I did has this black exhaust tip, which this one doesn't have. You also have that trailer hitch. If properly equipped, it can tow up to 6,500 pounds. And then you have this side steps incorporated into the rear bumper. You have some illumination and the 4 and 7 pin connector. In the handle itself, you have the rear view camera as well as the Toyota. And let's drop it. Let's open this up. Soft opening gate. You have Tacoma right on the gate itself and the bed liner. Now this particular one has been upgraded with this sliding window. You also have some illumination right on top of here, as well as some illumination inside of the bed. Now the TRD Sport that I've done had a regular power outlet on the right hand side and a charging station on the left hand side. You don't have it with this base SR5 trim. Now you can upgrade it with it. You also have some hooks over here and the U-shaped brackets if you need to add some cargo organizer. So let's take a look at the interior of it, starting with the rear door panel over here. I kind of wish Toyota would give us a little bit more of something soft. Now this is all hard plastic material. It looks very plastic. It feels like it as well. You have the window control and the door handle. That's about it. Now on the interior itself, right in the middle, you have the cup holder. It says capped bottle only, and you have the 12-volt power adapter, so no USB ports in the back. Now I believe this might be the vents actually underneath here, but they're not adjustable or anything like this. The seats on the tougher side, they're also straight up covered in this fabric. Now there's some more storage options right here, so if you want to actually open up the bottom of the seat, either right or left, you have more storage that's out of sight. You also have the Tacoma spelled out inside of here, and you can actually drop the back of the seat as well. And behind here you have the upgraded JBL stereo, as well as the tiny little bit of storage and what looks like the jack for the vehicle as well. So that is adjustable as well. Let me jump inside. I'll show you how much room I have. So here it is in the back. As you can see, my seating position, it's not very comfortable one. My knees are up. They're almost leaning against the front seat. I have enough headroom and shoulder room, but like I said, this is not the most comfortable seat in the world. So for driver and passenger, it's good. For the back passenger, not so much. Well, before we get inside, I want to listen to the sound of the closing door. But I had a question on my previous video. Why do I do it? Well, I want to check the fit and finish and how heavy the door is and how it sounds. So let's take a listen to it. Okay, it's okay. It's not the greatest, it's not the worst. That's an indication for quality, how well it's been put together as far as the vehicle. And you can see lots more plastic in here. There's no different color trims as we've seen on the TRD Sport. You have this nice blue trim, although some people didn't like it. And you have this basket style storage here and the storage at the bottom. JBL speakers. Now this is an upgrade, doesn't come standard with the SR5. And you have the window, mirror, and lock controls. As far as the controls off the seats, it's a manual adjustment, and the only adjustment that you have that's power is your lumbar, and that's only a one-way lumbar adjustment over here. On the left hand side of the steering wheel, you have the adjustment of the angle of the headlights. You also have the dimmer, you have the automatic lights, and you can turn off the traction control, as well as here at the bottom you can turn on or off that illumination for the bed. Let's jump inside. I'll show you inside because there's some differences here as well. Here's the interior of this 2024 Toyota Tacoma. Let's start it up. Start-stop button is right here on the TRD Sport, we have the red TRD button, a little bit nicer, and some differences over here. But let's start on the right hand side. So first of all, on the pillar itself, you have the JBL speaker. You also have the handle up on top, and then you have some Vans Tacoma spelled out. You have the shelf right on top and the regular glove box right here at the bottom. What I didn't show you in the previous one, because the dealer actually took it out, is this JBL Flex, and this is the speaker that you can detach from the vehicle and take it with you if you're going, I don't know, on the beach, camping, or anything like this. You can actually take this speaker with you and play through your phone. JBL Flex, that's what Toyota comes with. That's an upgrade though, it doesn't come standard. And right here, nothing else that's going on here on the dashboard. Now also part of the upgrade of this trim is the leather wrapped steering wheel, and then we have some buttons on each side. So on the left hand side, it looks like the side to side button that goes with controls inside the instrument cluster. You also have the voice control and the volume buttons. On the right hand side, you have the cruise control, adaptive cruise control, different modes for your stereo and different tracks if you wanted to switch it. Now what we have here is a different instrument cluster. This one is digital. Right here in the middle, you can see it's a different look. So it has one big tachometer with the speed inside of it in the middle, and as we go side to side, let's see what we have. So first of all, the average miles per gallon, we're going to talk about it in a little bit. Adaptive cruise control, music, trailer brake control not available, and here we have a suite of the safety system. Let's see if we can read that. Lane departure alert system, BSM, which is blind spot monitoring, PCS, I believe this is the pre-collision system, PDA, not sure what that is, but here's your parking assist, and then you have the rear collision traffic assist, parking sensors, braking, right, and then you have the sign reader basically, and then the vehicle settings and meter settings, so we can hold to change that, and we can change the settings, units, meter style, dial type, push OK to change setting, etc. We're not going to do that. We'll actually get out of here and go back to the main screen. What else we have? Messages. Okay, we have the fuel economy. We're going to talk about that in just a little bit. Adaptive cruise control. So we're back in the main screen. Now this instrument cluster divided into three different sections. Remember on the TRD Sport, we had one big digital instrument cluster. So you have the temperature control on the left hand side and the fuel gauge on the right hand side. And right inside this middle screen, all top corners have some info. So you have the outside temperature, time, 39 miles, that's basically your odometer, and then 86 miles is what we have left on this gas tank right here. And here's a big difference as well. Now the TRD Sport was upgraded with this big 14-inch screen. This one has the standard 8-inch screen. So that's how the standard looks like. Same system as far as what we have inside of here. So we're going to cancel setup here. You can subscribe to the navigation system. Here's your audio. So different sources as far as the audio, we have the iPhone, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and as far as the radio, we have, of course, the AM, FM, and the Sirius XM. Some people ask me why I don't play it for a longer time, and that's due to the YouTube copyright policies. Then we have the phone. We can connect the phone, and there is a wireless Apple CarPlay. And you know, some people say, hey, it doesn't have the wireless Android Auto on the previous video, and to be honest with you, I haven't connected my phone to the previous one, but let's see if we can connect it to here and see if it does have the Android Auto. So we're gonna search for device, open it up on my phone. All right, I found Toyota Tacoma. It's pairing right now. Yep, we have the same code. Check on your device, click OK. So yes, Android Auto is available in this car. It says right here, okay? Now mine is not updated, but let's see if I can still. Okay, so once it will restart, so the device is now paired. So once it's going to restart, it's going to connect it. So we're going to see how that Android Auto works. And then let's go to settings. So it does have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, it's wireless connection, right? Personal info, Bluetooth and devices, general as far as the settings. So you have the date, time, keyboard, language, units, etc. And you go to display. Let's see if there's anything that we can switch in here. Screen, camera. Not too much going on. vehicle customization, dealer info, and security, software update, etc. While we're waiting for that Android Auto, let's put it in reverse and let's see how the reverse camera looks here. All right, so decent quality camera, and then you have two different modes, and you do have the active trajectory lines, which, you know, I think it's an upgrade for a lot, right? So this is your rear view camera. Let's get it to the main screen. How is my Android Auto going on here? So, okay, used for Android Auto. Started this up. See if it's gonna work. Wireless connection failed. I think it's on my phone just because it was upgrading the Android Auto. So, well, here it is. It continued now. So now we've done it. And here is the Android Auto right here. Nice display. Colorful. Let's make sure the volume is down. And if you need to get out of here, go to main Toyota screen, you just hit Toyota. So this is your infotainment system. Down here you have some vents, and down below the vents you have the knobs to control your temperature. So it does have the automatic climate control, but it is a single zone, so you can control your temperature. You can control your fan on the other side, and some shortcuts for the HVAC system, front window defogger, mirror defroster. You have the different modes. That's where the air is coming out of. Air recirculating button, turn on the AC or turn it off. You have the wireless charging system down here, and on the other side you have the 45-watt charger. So this is a super fast charger, a bit more storage on the side, regular style shifter, electronic parking brake, brake hold, different drive modes. So we have the tow, haul, and ECT power. Those are the two different drive modes. See, we had different drive modes that can be changed on the TRD Sport. This is just a trim piece over here. You have two, and tow, haul, and the ECT power. You also have the cup holders in here and a bunch of blank buttons, and the only thing you can do here is turn on or off the automatic engine start stop. A little bit more storage right in that console over here, and scrolling up to the mirror you have the Homelink right underneath here. You also have the ability to open and close that back window right here. That's an upgrade, by the way, and you can turn on or off the lights or control it when the doors are open. Mirror with some illumination over here, and this is it, guys. This is the fairly base trim 2024 Toyota Tacoma SR5. Let's talk about pricing and take it for a spin. Before we take it for a spin, let's talk about the pricing. Now, Toyota Tacoma starts with the SR model, starting at $31,500. This is the base model that is available on the 2024 Tacoma. The SR5 starts at $36,200, and that's what I have for you today. Now, this one has been upgraded. Let me show you what this one has. So it has the SR5 Upgrade Package for double cab, which is this one, including the leather-trimmed steering wheel, JBL Premium audio with JBL Flex portable speakers, integrated trailer brake controller, and power horizontal rear window. That's $3,000. Deck rail and cleats for $70, and then it has the ToyoGuard Platinum for $699. That's basically 2 oil changes. Carpet floor mats, woo, $339. Phone cable charge package, $79. Those are added at the distribution center, so these are not added at the factory, but each area of the country has their own distribution center that's not added at the dealership, but for the dealership, basically. So total MSRP on this one, all right, $42,887. That's with destination charge of everything. If you order one, I think you can get it without some of the options. So you're going to be under $40,000. So talk about the pricing. TRD pre-runner, $38,100. TRD Sport, which I've done before, $39,400. TRD Off-Road, $41,800. Limited, $52,100. Now the TRD Off-Road and Limited are going to be available with the iForce Max engine, which is the hybrid engine. So that's going to be assisted by a 48-volt electric motor, and that's going to give you a total of 326 horsepower and about 465 foot-pounds of torque. So gas mileage 20 and 24 basically on everything along the lines here. 21, 26 on the SR5 for some reason, so we have the best gas mileage on this one, and that's pretty much it. Now let's talk about pricing, because that was a big complaint. Hey, you know, at $40,000 or $50,000, I think Toyota's cutting it pretty close to the Tundra, which starts at about $45,000. And, you know, you can get a, well, it starts at $42,000, but in order to get like a semi-decent one, you're going to probably spend about $45,000, $46,000. So that's kind of overlapping with this. And I guess that depends on what you need this truck for, right? Because a lot of people go like, hey, I'll keep my F-150, I'll keep this. That's a different category of trucks. We're talking about the full-size trucks, such as, you know, Ram 1500, F-150, then you have the, you know, Chevy Silverado or GMC Sierra or Toyota Tundra. That's one category of trucks. This competes more with the Nissan Frontier, with the GMC Canyon, with the Chevy Colorado, and, you know, such. So, I mean, or Ford Ranger. So if you compare the vehicles in this price range or in this category, they're all going to start at about $30,000. Either a little bit below or a little bit above. And they're going to top off way over $50,000 if you go for the fully equipped one. So yeah, Toyota's kind of in range with this. I recently done the Chevy Colorado, the ZR2 package with the Desert Boss, and that was like $58,000. Okay, so close to $60,000. So for those of you that complain about pricing, well, you know, I don't like them either, trust me. But let's get back to reality. Everything is expensive. That's where those cars are being priced at. As far as the capabilities of this one, as far as the payload, about 1709 is the payload on this vehicle. You know, some of the other ones are a little bit less. 1690, 1680, 1670. Everything is right about in the same price range. And then for some of you that like your old Toyota, you know, Tacoma, by all means, keep it. You know, some people say it might be a collector's item. They're going for premium money as it is. You know, I know a lot of people love them. I just done a review of a 2023 SR5. It hasn't posted yet. I hope it was posting before this one, but, you know, it's probably going to be after this. Check it out. You know, I wasn't very impressed with this vehicle. Let's take this one quickly for a spin. Well, first of all, that 2.4-liter engine, you can definitely hear it. I think this vehicle definitely would benefit from having, let me get my seat straight up a little bit. There you go. I think it would benefit, you know, from having like a little bit better insulation inside the cabin. Although some people would argue too, it's a truck, it should be loud, and you know, we can't please everybody. But to me, I think it would benefit from having that sound insulation underneath the hood. Overall, you know, it turns fairly well. You know, let's do another circle here so you can see it. Okay, it is a body-on-frame construction, and therefore that's why I didn't include, like, you know, Honda Ridgeline in this category, even though it's probably the nicest riding truck of them all, but it is a unibody construction. It's been made for different things. And let's see if we have the offline acceleration right here in this parking lot. This is a rear-wheel drive. Let's go. You know, a bit of that turbo lag, and as I said before, you can definitely hear this engine work. And we have a few bumps in here, and I'm going to try to go into this gravel lot. By no means it's going to be an off-road test or anything like this. So unfortunately, it's not my vehicle. It's a brand new one. It's for sale, so I don't want to abuse it. That's one thing. The second thing is, you know, I only have a limited time with it, so I can only do what I can do. But here's what most people will feel on the everyday basis. Some speed bumps, a little bit of the imperfections in the road, some gravel like we have here. That's it. I mean, it handles well. I don't know what else to tell you. The suspension, you know, some people say, hey, I like my leaf springs. What I found about leaf springs, and you know, that's not a mystery, it's not as accurate, obviously, as the multi-link independent suspension. So we have the wheels in the back independently balancing and keeping the vehicle straight up with the leaf springs. It kind of works hand in hand, one wheel with the other, therefore there's a lot of skips sometimes. And here, I'm gonna give it back to them all dirty. But there you go. This is about as much off-road as most people will do when buying this truck, although I'm not sure, because there's a lot of Toyota Tacoma buyers especially that are hardcore off-roaders. They make some modifications to the vehicles, and if that's your thing, maybe go for the little bit higher trim level, raise it up, put some nicer wheels. I know the Trail Hunter is going to be kind of like this from the factory, but the price or the release date hasn't been announced yet. Well, I hope it's soon. I saw it at Chicago Auto Show. I've done a quick video on that, so you can check this out as well. One thing that I was complaining about 2023 model year was that it wasn't comfortable at all as far as the seats. I see slight improvement, but not a huge difference between this and the 2023 model year. The seats are still, you know, fairly uncomfortable, to be honest with you, but I guess that's what you get when you buy a truck. Let's see if it's got in the pickup. All right, some wheel spin over here. Get it up to about 50. Not bad. So it does have more torque at the low end at about 1300 RPMs than the previous generation model. It also has the 8-speed transmission, which helps you shift through the gears and have that nicer acceleration versus the 2023 model year. You know, for people that like their V6s, maybe I wish that Toyota kind of left it as the option and had the choice between the 4-cylinder and 6-cylinder. Some of the other manufacturers definitely still do that. But it looks like when Toyota cut ties with the V6s, that's what they do. I mean, that's what they've done with the Highlander and Grand Highlander. All of them are 4-cylinders right now. This is the last year of a V6 Camry, so, you know, if you are looking for one, definitely don't delay. Go to a dealership and put your hands on one, because you're not going to be able to buy a V6 Camry in 2025 unless you buy it pre-owned. Same thing with this one. If you think that the V6 is the way to go, both of them are still on sale right now. This is the time of the year where you can, you know, test drive the V6 and the 4-cylinder back to back and kind of make up your mind. So this is the best of the best, and see which one you like better. Guys, let me know what you think about it. I really appreciate all the comments that I've gotten on the previous video, and I hope we'll get as many or more on this one. Thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that like and that bell notification ring bell, and I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.